thinking about right now the 6 families of the 6 service members that were just killed in action in Kuwait that are going to be notified, and the 18 military personnel that were also injured in all of this. Can you talk about your organization and your past with the military on how difficult days like these are?
Well, I often say that there's nothing harder than loving a soldier, sailor, airman, marine, coast guardman, anybody that wears the cloth of our nation and goes into harm's way and serves and sacrifices, particularly those that give the ultimate sacrifice or come back quite differently. So God bless those families. It's tragic. We grieve for them. We pray for them. And we honor the sacrifice of their loved ones. Now, that said, most of us can't influence what's going on right now in Iran, but all of us can help our nation's veterans in various ways, and that's what we do at the National Center for Healthy Veterans.
So when
We have a 9-month residential program. Yeah, go ahead, please.
apologies, Bob, I just was looking to key in on some of your expertise on this region. The president has said that this could take several weeks to conclude what the U.S. is trying to achieve in these strikes. It's a joint operation between the United States and Israel. There could be other players down the road, though, as well. How critical, in your eyes, is it if the U.S. wants to follow this timeline the president has set out, that they and Israel are fully in lockstep with each other, not just on the current objectives, but also on what does the future look like once all of this is done?
Yeah, well, excuse me. I was just answering Julie's question, Adam, but let's dive in. So, of course, it's really technically a combined operation between two nations. A joint is between the forces of a given nation, the various Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. As far as the objectives, I think the U.S. and Israel are thus far joined at the hip on this. They've had a good division of labor about which part of the battle they will prosecute. And I can't pretend, nor can they, that they know exactly how this will work out. We know that this has been an existent evil for 47 years: nuclear, ballistic missiles, exporter terrorism, surrogates, and then of recent the massacre, or whatever word you want to use, of their own civilians. And so as a result, it was the right decision, broadly supported by nations around the world, generally speaking, and I think it's the end state is unpredictable. I would think that, though, that we're talking weeks, not months, not years, certainly. Very unlikely boots on the ground. And please go ahead, Julia.
Oh no, I'm listening to you because I was looking at what President Trump said, and he said, there will be more casualties. This will take several more weeks. But this has been going, I mean, more than 40 years, and probably during your tenure when you were in the military, that something like this would happen, and it finally has. And I just can't believe that they had that much intelligence to know. It's not like Maduro in Venezuela, where they just got him and captured him and his wife. It was 40 to 48 of the top everybody, including the supreme leader of Iran, that was taken out within a matter of a couple of hour flight.
Yep. You're right. Well, that's precise intelligence, and as you've probably heard, the plan was to do it later under the cover of darkness, which is normal operations. But they discovered that the Iranians were pretty foolish, frankly, to assume that we would not attack during the daylight, and they gathered their folks. We had good intelligence, and that's exactly what happened. We've come a long way since the days of back in the 80s, when the Army and Air Force for the U.S., much less with other nations, couldn't collaborate together. The jointness of the U.S. forces, the precision, the technologies have improved greatly, as have the Israelis, and we have done this twice with Iron Hammer, and now with this operation, which is far larger and probably longer than Iron Hammer. And so it's a testimony to the expertise of both of the militaries. And then, frankly, I think we look at the other nations in the Gulf. Iran made another blunder, it appears, to attack those nations, and now those nations, which might have been somewhat sympathetic, are no longer, and they're giving various overflight rights to the United States and to Israel. Britain has allowed us to move from their military bases. They say defensively, but
Oh,
in
they
this current conflict,
okay.
yeah, go
Interesting,
ahead.
because
Hmm.
they weren't allowing it to start. Okay, that's interesting.
Right. Yeah. So that's a change, and I think if you see Britain, France, Germany, they've all supported the United States in various ways with public statements from their heads of state. So I think people have recognized that for many years something needed to be done in earlier administrations. And nothing really was done when Iran would blow up Khobar Towers in Saudi Arabia, American forces, when it was blow up the barracks in Lebanon. No response to that. And so it has gone on and on and on. And so finally, we have an administration and the timing of all of these converging events that have made it an opportune time to in fact observe the red lines that we've tried to establish with Iran over many years, and we tried diplomacy right and left, and it has
Hmm.
not worked.
You know, our future, our freedom would not be possible without the men and women who serve in the armed forces, and we honor those fallen and those who are injured. Can you tell me, healthyveterans.org, if there is a veteran that is listening and wants help, um, what can you provide?
Well, we provide a 9-month residential program, and so they can go to our website and be referred. And when they're referred, we give them training. We say we're a holistic integration, proven best practices. We give them resilience training. We give them trauma recovery. We give them career prep. They do all this on a healthy platform, a healing platform of 350 acres, horses, cattle, and we have people from 15 states. I don't think we have anyone from Wisconsin yet, but we would certainly welcome them
Oh, I love
to
that.
help them get back out on the track and do good things for America. These are talented. America needs our veterans now more than ever before as coaches, entrepreneurs, educators, societal role models, and yet, we're not doing our best job of taking care of our veterans for various reasons, but we can, and so we're seeking. Send some of your veterans our way. We'll help them, and then we'll also have other platforms that are in other parts of the country. We have Kentucky, for instance, that has started a model of like ours, and they've cut their red ribbon, and they're doing things for veterans in the Kentucky area. So we think it's a very positive model. We're seeing great outcomes. We're seeing homeless people. We're seeing
Hmm.
formerly incarcerated people. We're seeing people that were wounded in various ways with post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, adverse childhood experiences. All of these people are coming through, and in a very large percentage, frankly, unexpected percentage, they're responding, and we're able to get them back out on the track and do good things for America.
Here, here. It's healthyveterans.org, healthyveterans.org. Retired Major General Bob Dees, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. Wish you well.